Angela Diffley, our international affairs editor, joins me in the studio. We know, Angela, that Donald Trump is already in Florida. How can we expect the day to pan out for him?
Yes, well, first of all, we should underline the massive security operation. The Miami police chief has said, we are prepared for up to 50,000 Trump supporters. We don't want any violence. It is worth noting that on Saturday at a rally in Georgia, Carrie Lake, who is one of Trump's staunchest supporters, she is the defeated Republican candidate for governor of Arizona, she said, we will be supporting Trump. And she pointed out that very many Trump supporters are NRA card-carrying gun owners. And she said, this is not a threat, it is a public service announcement. That gives you some idea of the strength of feeling, the anger, and the potential threat in the background there. Miami, of course, hoping that everything will pass off peacefully. And so far, of course, it is very early in Miami. There isn't a great deal of sign of a huge number of supporters. And there wasn't when he had his last indictment in New York on separate charges. It wasn't a huge turnout among his supporters. So Trump is already in Miami. He's in his own golf hotel there. He will go to the courthouse. He will then take a tunnel, not go through the main entrance, take a tunnel, and we won't see any pictures of handcuffs or anything. He will then be treated like any other defendant and swear oath and enter a plea. We understand he will enter a not guilty plea. He's already let that be known. And when a trial comes, he will be tried by 12 ordinary people from Miami, which is broadly a very Republican, quite pro-Trump city. But nevertheless, they will just be picked as any other jurors are. And they can be, of course, challenged if either side feels that they have a separate agenda.
I mean, we've seen it in the past. Donald Trump knows how to use events like this to capitalise, some might say. Is this, I suppose the question is, in terms of his political career, is this going to be damaging or helpful?
It's hard to say at this stage. He's going to go to New Jersey after these charges are read out and he enters his plea, where he will make an announcement about what has just happened. He will no doubt say that the US Justice Department has been weaponized. He will no doubt portray himself as a victim, as he already has done. This is a fundraising rally as well. Next to that, you should look at what Bill Barr, Trump's former Attorney General, who resigned, he has said if even half of these very detailed charges turn out to be true, he said Trump is toast. So it appears to be a very detailed charge sheet with some quite significant allegations in it. So as details emerge, as the primary race gets underway, it might be much more detrimental to Trump. At the moment, he's able to play the victim. As details emerge, we'll see what happens. At the moment, his rivals, who are far behind him in the race for the Republican candidacy, they're treading a fine line. They don't want to be seen to be too critical of Trump. Nevertheless, they are trying to underline the seriousness of those charges. We'll see how it impacts on them and when they decide to perhaps turn on Trump if they think it is to their advantage. When it comes to the wider race, if Trump is picked as the Republican candidate, there will be very many Americans who already loathe Trump, but who also are very worried about the idea of a sitting US president facing trial. How is that going to look around the world? And also a large number of people who are very disturbed by the fact that some of these documents were labelled specifically as causing extremely grave damage to the United States. It's a special category, and they were lying around in his bathroom, in his bedroom. So we'll see. For the moment, he is playing the victim card, as he does very successfully, and it certainly rouses his fans.
It'll be interesting to see how things evolve with this indictment. For now, though, Angela, thank you very much indeed.